All right. Welcome back to another episode of the Caffeinated Weebs Podcast. I am one of your hosts, Shawnee095.
I'm Danby TV.
I'm Psychometry.
And today we're going to be discussing the Crunchyroll Anime Awards. I don't know if anyone of y'all have seen it. I know us three here, we watched it. And we may have some hot takes. It may be like, all right with it, but I suppose let's go ahead and get right into it. So, first thing on the list from that they have on their site is the best character design. Now, the winner was Toilet Bound Hanako-kun, but I personally never watched that. Any of y'all?
Nope.
I never even
I
heard
don't
of
have
it.
anything to say on that one. I'd
Like-
heard of it.
Yeah, I've heard of it. I've never seen it.
I never got around to watching it.
From like the previews that they showed, it looked like a little cutesy anime.
Yeah, and I mean, it's supposed to be like about a haunted toilet or something like that. Like, I don't even know. But
It's supposed to be heavily comedy focused.
it sounds like it's right up my alley, so I might have to check it out. Because, I mean, it was nominated for quite a bit of things, so it's caught my eye. And the character designs on them is actually, it's really interesting, because, like, the main character almost kind of reminds me of, like, a chibi version of Jotaro from JoJo's.
Looks like a train conductor.
Well, that too, yeah. But everyone's, like, outfits are
Wait, maybe
so strange
Jotaro
in
was a
it.
train conductor.
But anyways, like, the runner-ups were, like, Keep Your Hands Off of Eizouken, Great Pretender, BNA, Tower God, and the new Inuyasha. Now, the only ones of those I've watched is literally all of them except for the Inuyasha. And I don't know, I thought BNA was pretty good, and Great Pretender had some great design as well. Tower God, the animation was a little strange on how they like create their characters and everything, but it wasn't bad.
I would say the creatures that they created for Tower God were good, but the character designs wouldn't. I wouldn't say they'd be up for nomination. They look pretty. Like what they wear. It seems like something you could pull off of like a regular place.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, with Great Pretender, it was very. I mean, they had a lot of designs actually for their characters. It wasn't just like the single one outfit the entire show. I mean, and the animation was just pretty spot on. I thought it was really good.
I'm actually more surprised by what was that one? Ranman or Ranpanman, the one with the racing.
Oh yes,
And the action that they didn't get any nominations for. They had a lot
Yeah.
of great, interesting designs. I'm surprised
they
that one's
only
not on
had
for
a
nomination.
few nominations in the entire anime awards, and I'm kind of surprised about that. I'm actually like really surprised about that. They were like only nominated like once or twice throughout the entire thing. That's when I meant to go finish, but they actually got stopped during COVID, so I never finished that one, and I never just went back and watched it. Eizouken was pretty cool. I mean, it had its like quirkiness to it, and it was really cool because it like took you through the field of animation, and that was really cool seeing that. I don't know if you ever checked that one out, but it's like literally about some girls in school who are actually like working on making animations and
I guess I
going
have
into
some
like the
I
character
have some
design.
contention with Eizouken being on that list as well for best character design, because
They're plain.
their art design was very good. It was very
Yes.
unique, but that doesn't mean a character design is incredibly unique.
No, because all of them they're wearing the school uniforms.
Yeah.
One of them has a hat. Whoop de fucking do. That's not character design. They're just all in the same outfit. So yeah, I totally agree with that. But I don't see why they're on the best character design list. But it was a cool anime. I wouldn't say best character design. And Terra God had all the different like monsters and stuff. So sure. And then Inuyasha's Inuyasha. I don't know. I haven't watched it. I don't care to watch it.
Being a brand new animals, that's supposed to be the one with the council, right?
The council?
That whole godly council that creates animals or something.
No.
Is that not?
That's a newer anime. Yeah,
Oh,
this
okay.
is basically like human animal people type of thing. It was pretty dope. It's a Netflix one.
Well, yeah, I could see why that one would get a
Yeah,
nomination.
BNA was epic. The animation on it was very almost like Kill la Kill, but a bit more playful.
My guess is if whenever I get to Toilet Bound Hanako-kun, I'd probably agree with this choice for best character design. I just wish they'd considered a broader scope for nominations, because we've seen a lot of great character designs that didn't make it on this list this year.
Yes, definitely. And by the way, Sathu, you are absolutely correct. Everything you've said so far, to be honest. All right, so are you ready to go into the next one?
Yeah, we're good for that.
Yep.
All right. So for best animation, I'm kind of surprised about, but at the same time not, because I mean it was really cool. Like I mentioned a minute ago, Keep Your Hands Off Azukin. It had the whole like creating an animation type of feel to it, and I can't say like the sound because it's not talking about the sound, it's just talking about the animation. But just the feel it kept on like putting into it whenever they were being their playful, whimsical minds, their imagination just running. It was cool seeing that. So I'm kind of okay with this, but they do have Beastars as runner-up. They do have Ranmin as one of them. The Opera, Got a High School, Great Pretender, and Princess Connect. Princess Connect, I don't really see on having best animation. It was funny, but I wouldn't give it best animation. Great Pretender, that was a great story and really cool like scenes throughout it, so I can see that one being on the runner up and possibly almost winning it. Beastars was really cool actually. I did enjoy it. I don't know if you checked that one out, Beastars.
No,
You didn't want to check out the furry.
On my radar.
You didn't want to check out the furry stuff.
Nah.
Damn.
Nah. I don't know.
It is what it is. I know they use the whole animal kingdom type deal to sort of go with an analogy for, actual human civilization and society and structures and all that. But as shallow as it is, I suppose I just can't get behind the design and its target audience.
Yeah.
I've been told by some people that they enjoyed, and I say, hey, all the more power to them. But it's not going to be one that's on my list.
For sure.
If it's something that we choose to review, then yes, by all means, I will watch it. But it's not something that I'd leisurely watch.
Fair. And yeah, no, Got a High School, it was great for like the fight scenes and the choreography throughout that, but everything else about it was very kind of lacking. The only good animation it had throughout it was the fights and all like the moves throughout it. Beastars is like Zootopia with more nuance and thought put into it. No, yeah. Other than that, I really don't have anything else to say about it. But like Azukin, like I said, it's just the imagination running through the creation of their animations that they make throughout the show. It's really cool, and I think this one's kind of deserved because I've never seen anyone go to that type of storytelling in an anime yet, and it turned out really well for them. So by all means, good for them. Now, Dan, let's talk about what we watched at PAX.
Yeah.
Oh.
Who won best fight scene? Come on.
So, best fight scene went to My Hero Academia season 4, which honestly, out of like a lot of the battle shonens and other battle type of shows I've seen, honestly, nothing's really none of the other fights have been as good as the
Overhaul versus Deku.
Overhaul versus Deku, 100%. So, honestly, I don't have much to say about that because I mean it's a really good fight.
Dude, that shit was so hype.
Yeah.
That shit was so hype. Like,
Hell yeah.
I don't know if you watched that one, Psycho, but
I still have to catch up to it.
bro, when you catch up to that, like, I want to know, like, the level of hype you, like, build throughout it.
Oh, I wanna see it for myself and have an opinion too, because it surprises me in a year of great shonen battle anime that My Hero still comes out on top for best fight scene. I think it shows that Studio Bones are still not to be underestimated in the anime scene.
Yep.
Plus, I do agree
And-
with the best, at least for this anime, like the best English voice actor performance playing Hawks.
Yeah, the new character.
Yeah, honestly, like really good. I was not expecting that voice actor to honestly pull something off that great.
Yeah, and remember, that's also for the English voice actor. So, like,
Yeah,
I've never heard him prior to that because I
sounds really
stick
good.
typically to subs. But, anyways, for the runners up from the fight scenes, there's Jujutsu Kaisen, and I understand why this fight is the one they picked for it because it's still at the early point or the late point of the year when they did this fight. It's literally like episode 1 or 2. It's Gojo versus Sukuna or Sadaro, and I was kind of disappointed they picked that fight, but I understand. Like I said, that was because it was at the end of December or so or November, and there wasn't a whole lot for them to choose from. But they have 2 from Gata High School. And the Mori versus Daiwei, that fight was It was cool because the animation, but there was no like real threat in the fight. It was the Jin Mori like awakening into like the Son Goku mode versus Gaijil or Gaijay. That one was pretty cool. And then there's the Sword Art Alicization fight, and then Akudama
As a
Driver.
side note, congratulations to Sword Art Online for making it in the running.
For
May
making
your
it as
ratings-
the runner-up.
Congrats,
May
but
your-
that fight was definitely not like
No,
gonna win. Like it was not that great.
100% no.
It is
no.
not.
they should have picked a better fight. That was not a good fight.
They could have definitely, dude. That fight.
Like,
was
I'm sorry,
so-
they should have picked, if they wanted to pick a fight, they should have at least picked like Asuna versus the dude from the Death Coffin or whatever.
It would have been so much
Laughing
better.
Coffin.
It
That would have been a better
lot-
pick.
because I don't.
I think they based it off just the pure Sakuga.
Yeah. And then if they didn't pick that one, they literally just could have picked the last fight with Kirito going like God mode basically.
That was a
I mean-
lot better.
I mean,
Like-
let's be fair, we're not picking these fights based on how how well they're written though.
Yeah.
Oh, no, obviously no.
So
Like, I don't know what they consider when it goes to like best fight scene. Like it's kind of hard to like tell what they think makes a good fight, like the best fight scene.
Yeah,
they
definitely.
probably judge it with animation at the forefront, followed by things like sound design, and then I think third is like narrative purpose.
I feel like intensity and like I don't know, like emotion, like emotion has like a thing to do with it. Because I mean, with My Hero, there was a lot of emotion put into it. The animation was
narrative
great.
purpose.
And yeah, like there's a part that like honestly like I think you said this, Sean, like I don't think you actually did, but I mean like whenever he's talking to what's the little girl's name again?
Erina, I think.
No, the little girl that Deku.
Isn't that Erina? No. Fuck. Yeah, I know who you're talking about, but I can't think of her name.
Yeah, but the Airy, it's Airy, okay.
Eri.
But you know how he says like, "Oh, your quirk isn't a bird, and it's like a miracle or something." Like right before that, and then
Yes.
he just hops off into a fucking like basically goes Super Saiyan. It's fucking,
Yes.
that brings a lot
Ah.
of emotion to it. And
But I don't know, wasn't there like some good fights from like Black Clover from this past year?
And I don't, not from this past year because there hasn't been a whole lot.
Did we not have the devil fight at the beginning of this year, or was that at the end of last year?
I think that was at the end of last year.
Ah, damn. Which
Plus,
means we had like the best OP from Black Clover at the end of last year too. Damn it.
Yeah, I honestly think that would have like definitely ran for best OP.
All right.
Yeah.
Best couple.
Oh, all right. See, I was being civil up to this point because I was like, all right, I haven't seen this or that. I don't know what I'm talking about. But no, I gotta rip this one to shreds. All right.
Go for it.
Because we are playing loose with the rules on what a couple means, apparently, right now, Crunchyroll. First off, I mean, congrats to Nasa and Tsukasa. Their romance truly was the purest thing to grace our eyeballs this year.
I really enjoyed it. It was cute. It was a good, like, funny anime, and it was, like I said, it was cute. And I loved the OP, but side note, go ahead.
That said, I'm pretty certain you only had to contend with B-stars, Tonikawa, since by definition, the remaining competition aren't actually together yet.
Yep.
Crunchyroll, if you're gonna continue this, I feel you need to change the category name to couple dynamic because A, if the pairings you put up are canonical, then you're technically spoiling how the anime is going to end before it has ended. You haven't quite done that here, since I'm pretty sure all these listed are like, you know, all the obvious choices. But I'm saying if you try this shit with quintuplets, people are going to raise their pitchforks. B, like I said earlier, 4 out of 6 of the picks aren't actually couples yet. Kaguya and Miyuki aren't together yet. Inspectors is heavily one-sided since Kuro adamantly refuses to acknowledge Kotoko as a significant other and was still pining for his ex until the end of the season. Villainous still hasn't decided on a final pairing in its source material.
And they're trying to pair Katarina with her, basically the in-game like counterpart.
Yeah, I mean, we all have our picks. I personally like the whole best friend thing that they had going on with the reincarnation of her best friend.
But that's not a couple. They were friends.
We can get into that when we discuss that actual anime. Kazuya is literally Paige. Jesus. Yes. Okay, you know what, Crunchyroll? I take that back. You technically get 3 out of 6 since Rent-A-Girlfriends would technically be a couple by, contract.
Literally.
But you're not putting couples on this list. You're just putting couple dynamics, ships. Things that haven't happened yet. Or if they have happened, you're spoiling everybody who hasn't seen the source material. Alright. Rest my peace. Rest my case. That's what I had to say about that.
I totally agree. But yeah, other than that, there really wasn't any other good couples this season. I also rest my peace.
Tonikawa was so cute, though.
Oh, yes. Dude, I don't care. I watch the opening every single time.
It grows on you. That kind of thing where you just, let's watch it.
To me, that shit was a bop. And, alright, so, best voice actor, Japanese. I totally understand giving it to Subaru from ReZero. I'm sorry. He put so much he put so much like emotion into his voice acting.
So much emotion and enthusiasm.
Yes. Like, it's so good. He does like such a good job with it. Just like you feel his pain every single time, like whenever like the character's actually in pain. Like, God, he is doing such a good job with that.
I feel like somebody actually beats the shit out of the actor just to get him.
He's a method actor. All right, now beat the shit out of me. Are you sure? Listen, beat the shit out of me. Yeah, and I'm glad Kobayashi got it. What with the strain on his vocal cords and must be having to imitate death for like 40% of his appearances.
No,
hats off to him.
I've never seen Wave Listen to Me, and honestly, I've never heard of it. Again, I never watched Totally Bound. Jujutsu Kaisen, I do really like Gojo Satoru character, so I will say Nakamura is doing a great job in that role. Kanamori, I don't remember which one that one is from Izukin, but the girls were adorable and the voice actors were good placement for them, but I wouldn't say they're like best voices or anything like that. And I never watched Millionaire Detective, so I can't really say much about that.
That being said, it's definitely apparently something to watch, since the whole premise is the detective going around solving things with the power of money. I want to watch that one. I heard it's pretty funny. He's like Batman, but without like beating up people.
Who saw anything here? I'll give you $1,000 if you tell me. Oh shit! Yeah, no, it was that dude, bro.
That's how you get. Yeah, this is the world's greatest detective. What can I say?
Yeah. Now, Dan, as you said earlier, who won that best voice actor in English?
Zeno Robinson, the guy that plays as Hawks, one of the new characters in My Hero. He's I'd recommend you look up his you look it up real quick and actually, hear his voice for yourself if you can, but out of all the the little bit of like English dub stuff I've heard, I can agree that he definitely does. I mean, I can't really tell because I haven't seen a whole lot of new anime this year, but I like this guy's voice. He did a good role as the actor.
I'm pretty happy that there's a lot of English voice actors that I don't recognize. If you look back to the scene way back when, it was like you'd only had a handful of people who would regularly do dubbing for anime, and now we have all these names cropping out of nowhere that I don't know about but are like winning awards, and I'm like, that's great. That's fantastic. I'm glad that we're having so much talent come out for the industry, whereas it didn't exist a decade ago.
The scene they showed during the Anime Awards really gives his voice good justice.
Oh, definitely.
I could not find
really
that
enjoyed
scene.
it. I don't have enough feathers to save everyone, so I'll just do the ones that are the most danger, basically.
Yeah.
That one. Yeah. No, it was good. But yeah, no, definitely, I agree with that. I actually really did. Okay, so these are the two that I did watch in English: Great Pretender and Beastars. Jonas Scott as Legoshi in Beastars, I thought he was a wonderful pick. He played that role so well. And then Aaron Phillips as Laurent, he was great in Great Pretender, like perfect. So I'm totally glad that they're runner-ups because I mean they did a fantastic job. I don't know who the voice actor for Echidna is, but I actually really love the voice actor for Echidna in the Japanese. So best girl.
Oh boy, here we
All
go.
right.
Time to set the internet on fire.
Yep, anime community's up in a blaze. I'm pretty sure. I don't know. Like I need
It's their
to go
usual.
watch Kaguya-sama. I need to. I don't know. Do you think Kaguya should have won it or no?
Alright, I think Sean and I can both agree that I don't care what anyone says. Katarina's best girl in my heart.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Hey, there it is.
Like
Kaguya,
I'm expecting
admittedly-
people to be like Chizuru and all that, but nah. Katarina.
Katarina. I was like, okay, admittedly, as someone who loves Kaguya-sama, Kaguya is a close second. But Katarina is just great.
Oh, she's wonderful. I love the whole dynamic.
That being said, Katarina winning Best Protagonist instead makes a lot of sense. Because as a character, she's well-defined and likable enough that she can be considered a top-tier pick for a favorite in the show. And not so outstanding that she outshines the rest of the cast. I'm still happy that Kaguya-sama got some limelight, though. I've still yet to watch the second season, see if the jokes, still compare to the first. But Kaguya has always been a great watch for its absolutely absurdity of presenting the mundane. So even though Kaguya stole Best Girl, in my opinion, the show still deserves the recognition it gets. For the record,
sure.
I don't think Kaguya wouldn't deserve Best Girl. She, in herself, embodies a lot of the adorable, idiotic traits similar to Katarina, but it's Katarina being a wholehearted idiot. And that takes the win, in my opinion, as opposed to
Yes.
Kaguya's denial of being dumb, that in and of itself creates the comedy resulting from her being dumb. Katarina takes being dumb and runs the whole 9 yards with it, and that's what completes it.
And I did watch Dorohedoro, and Noi was a lovable character type of thing, but I wouldn't say best girl. Chizuru was, I like Chizuru, but nah, still think Katarina. Again, the girls from Izukin, they're pretty forgettable, so no. And Abigail Jones from Great Pretender, she was great. I enjoyed her, but she was too much of like the tsundere type of character and just like real like against the main character. So, not best girl. Nikaido should have won. You're
Yeah,
talking
that was
about
the second search result.
the main girl from Dorohedoro, correct? I believe. Yes. I liked her a lot more than Noi, so I don't understand why Noi was the pick from Dorohedoro. But, anyways, whatever. Best boy I am totally down for. It is Haikyuu to the top. Shoyo Hinata. Yes. He is a wonderful, lovable character. If you want to watch some volleyball, Haikyuu.
I honestly thought, just like as a joke, it would just be that like wolf guy from Beastars, you know,
Legoshi.
as best boy, because dog.
Stop. It's okay.
I find it no surprise that Shoyo Hinata won this one. A lot of the time, Shonen Jump characters take it since their popularity has been established well since their manga debuts. What I do find funny, though, is that Anna's Valdigo was in the running. Since
I
it was
know.
basically what One Punch Man was to hero movies.
Yes.
I mean, if we had a nominee for every character who was a smartass, albeit a well-deserved smartass, the nominee list would be a lot bigger.
Yes. I'm kind of surprised Kun from Tower of God's on it. Maybe he's more likable in the manhwa, but he's kind of a dick in the anime. Like, he's that person who's there around the main character, but at the same time he's kind of like keeping his own little plans to himself. And Gojo, he's a great character from Jujutsu Kaisen. And then there's the main character Kaiman from Dorohedoro. And Kaiman's fun, but I wouldn't say best boy or anything. It's like there apparently wasn't a whole lot for them to pick. And you're absolutely right, because I remember, who was it? It's the one from the bicycle anime, the one with the glasses. Yawamushi Pedal. I can't remember the main character from that, but he won best boy during that season. Anyways, I'm totally down for Hinata winning it, because I mean, he's such a great character. Shin from Dorohedoro is pretty pog. Yeah, he was pretty cool. Best director. Keep your hands off of Izukin. That's the one that won. And I never watched Decadence, so I want to, because I mean, it seems interesting. And honestly, for the directors, I mean, sure, I'm gonna be honest, I don't care about who directed it. I mean, they did good jobs, I'll say. But sorry, I don't really know exactly what they do as far as animations go. Would it just be technically still the same thing, just in like a normal movie? Or in a normal TV show, just figuring out how they're going to lay out the episodes? Because they're not doing the animations
the
or
director's
anything.
in charge of overseeing the whole process.
Yeah, they just basically go back and forth between the artist and all of that stuff, if the artist wants to participate in it, right? Yes, I know, Michael. We need to fix it. So really, I don't, unless you have anything to say about the director, I don't really have anything to say at all.
No.
No?
All I'd have to say is, just good job to the director of Keep Your Hands Off Azakin, since there was a lot of creative decisions that had to come together for the anime to be that way it was. So, good work to him.
Yes. I do not agree with this. Best score. I'm sorry, I don't remember any of the music from Tower of God. Great Pretender was awesome. Beastars was awesome. And I don't remember this music from God of High School. Izukin, I do remember the music from it. I liked that. And I'd never watched Japan Sinks, and that's one it's on my list as well. It's a little disappointing about that one because, like I said, I don't remember shit from Tower of God's scores. I guess maybe I should have
What I
listened.
understand, it had a good atmospheric score, but that's as far as I know.
No, actually, you know what? God of High School, I do remember the music. It was very, like, pump upbeat, like, music.
Which would be very fitting for an anime about fighting people.
Yeah. So, I mean, that one was pretty dope, actually. But, man, I don't know, Tower of God, I don't think that should have won. Whatever. Best opening sequence. I didn't care for the claymation of Beastars. I skipped the intros because I didn't care for it.
After that, like, being the first time I've seen that, I don't know. I also just really don't like claymation, but I don't know. The song sounded pretty nice, but
I like the song. I just didn't care for the animation of the OP.
yeah, the animation, no.
I liked Easy Breezy a lot more from Izukin. And then Great Pretenders was dope. It was nice, like, jazzy. Jujutsu Kaisen, I love their opening. I love their ending. They're great from season 1. I don't know, Kaguya-sama and Haikyuu had a great opening as well. Yes, and Dorohedoro had dope OP and ED, but it didn't get nominated for the opening sequence.
Say that I'm sad Masayuki Suzuki didn't win. Daddy Daddy Do is hella catchy, and the music video for the song is just as stylish. It's a great watch. As for the actual opening, there's a lot of subtle detail and care put into the opening. So it was one of those OPs where if like you were really watching, you'd notice little details that would line up. So I mean, I'm glad at least it got a nomination.
Yeah. I mean, I'm glad that, like, a lot of these are still getting nominations, but I feel like some of them should have been a little higher on the list because, like I said, I mean, I loved Easy Breezy, and Jujutsu Kaisen's first season was dope. The OPs, whatever, it's okay. They won the ending though. They won Lost in Paradise for the ending sequence, which the animation was really strange on it, but it was upbeat and like dancey, I guess. I don't know how I would say that, but it was cool. Great Pretender with the Freddie Mercury Great Pretender song was awesome. And then BNA had Night Running, which was dope. And Your Inspector Last Dance, that's on the running up. And then No Name from Dorohedoro. And then again, Millionaire Detective, I haven't seen it, but their ending is on the list.
I haven't watched Jujutsu Kaisen, but I heard the ED was praised for its minimalistic markers on paper look. So I was like, congratulations, it looked good. As for my grievances, though I am sad he didn't win, Mamoru Miyano's Last Dance was in the running, and I completely forgot Inspector was a 2020 anime. It's nice to see that it got some attention though, because I did enjoy Miyano's take on ballroom jazz.
Yeah, no, it was really cool.
Can't say the actual
ED
itself was too memorable. It was very. It was just
the song
stylistic
really
shots of the two main leads. So I can see why it wouldn't have won. It wasn't anything particularly special. It was just Mamoru Miyano's song carrying it, really.
Mm-hmm. Well, Dan, what won Best Fantasy? I know you like this one.
ReZero, Starting Life in Another World Season 2 won Best Fantasy. And I don't think I've seen a whole lot of like 2020 like anime that was fantasy based, but I like how this one wasn't like video game based. You know what I mean? Like there's a couple that are like video game based, and this
The
one's
ones
like
on the list aren't video game based. Well, other than Dragon Quest, I'm sorry, that's the one.
well, I mean I've also like seen the other ones, so like I can't tell. I don't know if those would be better in my opinion. I would still have to give them a watch, but I liked the I like the type of fantasy they went for.
Yeah. No, for sure. Well, the runners up: Dragon Quest, Decadence, Ascendance of a Bookworm Part 2, Dorohedoro, and Tower God. I really enjoyed Bookworm. Dorohedoro, Tower God's alright. But for what we got from this past year, I see why he's on the list. I didn't watch Dragon Quest, and I haven't seen Decadence. I want to. I don't really care to watch Dragon Quest, to be honest. So, best comedy: Kaguya-sama.
Ba-ba-da-ba.
I'm sorry, I loved Villainous. I thought it was some funny stuff.
Well,
And I didn't really see Demon King Academy as a comedy. I just saw it as like a OP character type of thing.
yeah, I definitely have agree with that, but I also put that same point about how I don't see it as a comedy with Villainous because that being said, we've been kind of having a dry spell with comedy in 2020 since they had to put Misfit and Villainous in the running. And I say that because neither show ever got me to like laugh out loud. By all means, they were amusing, but
Yeah.
it isn't the kind of writing meant for laughter. Villainous leaned hard into being cute and romantic, and Misfit leaned hard into being cool. So neither are a good fit for being contenders for comedy. Feel free to disagree with me, since humor is subjective, but I also base this point on intent. Villainous and Misfit use comedy as a means to fill in between moments or break up serious ones, whereas Kaguya actively sets up punchlines and intends to be comedic, basing its conflicts around creating comedy, hence why it's appropriate to label Kaguya-sama as a comedy but not Misfit and Villainous, since those two
Fair.
would consider comedy to be their subcategory and
Kind of
more
like
of a
how they have
byproduct.
the male character like trying to learn how to play volleyball and he can't hit the ball for shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was a scenario that they'd created be played for laughs.
Yeah. Okay. Fair. And I mean, there's a couple like I don't see Sleepy Princess. That's just like they're that one was trying to really push the comedy too much, and I didn't care for it. But I don't know. And I never watched Kogushi Goro, so I don't know what that one is. But whatever. Now, best drama. Did you watch Fruit
Kagushi
Baskets?
Goto, it's about a mangaka who's trying to hide what he does from his daughter or something. I heard it's pretty funny. There were a lot of worries that
Okay.
it was gonna go like depressing or something though. So, who's to say? Those are definitely
check
all
that out
these
then.
on this list that we gotta watch and make our own judgments later on.
For sure, for sure. So best drama went to Fruit Baskets, and I've watched season 1. I have not watched season 2, and I mean it's a good drama. I enjoy it. It's cute with the whole Zodiac children type of thing. But other than that, Great Pretender, I still think that's great, and Beastars is great as well. And I've seen like one episode of Somalia and the Forest Spirit, but I need to go back and finish that. And seeing yesterday for me, that had a lot of good drama points, and I enjoyed that one a lot actually. So I'm kind of okay with this list. though. I feel like it could have possibly gone to Great Pretender or Sing Yesterday or even Beastars, but I think it just went to Fruit Baskets for its original and like the original showing of it and the popularity of the manga and everything.
Oh shit! So I wasn't the only one who thought this. I thought this was going to be a spicy hot take because I too also felt that Fruits Basket took this win through fan vote and nostalgia alone. I say this because Sing Yesterday for me was in the running, and that one was a well-written and actual relatable drama about the monotony of adult life and desiring for the past, whereas Fruits Basket was romantic drama aimed to make people ugly cry. That being said, this opinion doesn't actually come from any place of knowledge because I haven't seen either of them. I haven't had the time to. So if you want to send flame my way, I guess it's pretty well deserved. I will then proceed to watch these two shows just to reinforce if my opinion was right.
No, I mean, I've seen a majority of Fruit Baskets. I'm going to finish it, but I've seen majority of it, and I've seen Sing Yesterday. I thought Sing Yesterday is better. Like you said, I mean, it's well written, and I'm not saying that Fruit Basket isn't, but it's just a rehash of the original story in a new animation. I'm sorry, but just because you're re-releasing it doesn't make it any better. But oh well. We're gonna be giving you all our Twitter links and all that at the end. You can add us and everything, whatever. It's fine.
Oh god, I don't want to watch my inbox blow up.
All right, best protagonist. Go for it, Psycho.
Well, I mean, it's rehashing a lot of points from that I was mentioning with Best Girl because at the end of the day, you know, life as a villainess, as the show pulls off the balancing act with its cast quite well, and it takes a well-written character like Katarina to complete that core cast. So it makes a lot of sense in my eyes that she won Best Protagonist because she had to have been really well-written to not both fall behind but then overshadow the competition that was presented in Villainous.
No, I mean, it was done really well. Like you just said, like she didn't like overshadow anyone. I feel like she meshed real well with all the characters in it. Like, yeah, she is the protagonist, she's the main character, but still the way that they designed it was everyone was still like just as important as her. So I enjoyed that. I will say, still I haven't watched Decadent, so I can't say anything about that. Jujutsu Kaisen, Yuji Itadori is great in it. Already talked about Hinata from Haikyuu, great character.
Oh, yeah. But I do have contention with, once again, Anna's Voldigo. I don't understand why he's on these lists.
No.
Where is it? Look, I'm looking for it for Best Boy.
And
I wrote it down
honestly,
in the Best Boy section.
I'm really surprised that Legoshi's not on Best Protagonist from Beastars. And even then, they have Haikyuu. Well, I don't know. Maybe they're not picking any of the animes that's like the long running or like the like how One Piece or let's say even not Demon Slayer, Black Clover. Because I was thinking like Best Protagonist. I mean, Asta was great this past year, pretty much. But
I think they consider them not based on still running animes with characters, but the year that they came out. Because with especially with shonen, because those characters will inevitably evolve over the long periods, it's not fair to say that he's a great character if he wasn't the same a year ago. Agree? Disagree?
yeah, I agree.
So,
I agree.
Go to bed.
but back to my point with Anos being on this list. Anos doesn't really embody the idea of a best protag, considering he's the standard power fantasy protag, meaning he doesn't experience growth as there are no trials he legitimately struggles with. You know, I like his character, But to say that he ranks up there with the likes of like Katarina or an actual traditional, shonen character like Yuji Todori is a bit of a stretch.
Mm-hmm. No, because I mean, Yuji actually like grows in the anime. You see him start with like not understanding how curse power works, and now at the point that we're at right now, like he's learning how to like actually use it legitly, like to make some powerful hits. So it's like it's cool like watching the character grow, but like you just said, Anno's Gold, he didn't do anything as far as growth. He's just like, nah, bro, I'm god deal basically.
He was the same from the beginning to the end.
Yes.
And the
No,
only
100%.
noticeable thing about him was that he was just a smartass.
Yes.
Because he knew who he was.
Yes.
It's a well-deserved smartass, as I've said previously, but he's still a smartass, and that in itself is not an embodiment of a great character. It's just someone who can quip. That's the equivalent of a Marvel hero.
Ouch.
Hey, I love me Marvel. Hey, don't get me wrong, I love my Marvel, but to say that they're fantastic characters based on the fact that they can quip is not fair. Because every protag gets their chance to quip in their movies.
True. All right. Best antagonist. I don't agree with this. I don't. Jujutsu Kaisen, Sukuna Roman or Roman Sukuna. That's the curse spirit, that's the curse demon, whatever, that is now living inside of Yuji Itadori.
Yeah, I don't get why it's not Rachel. One day I logged onto the internet to see what was going on, and apparently the newest episode had set the internet on fire, and everyone was calling Rachel a hoe.
Dude, she's a bitch. Fuck that hoe. Yes. Honestly, Rachel, fuck that hoe.
Like, everybody was like, why are you simping so hard for her, bro? Look what she's doing to you, stop. And I was just like, oh god, something's going on in this anime right now.
What was it? What was it that I was like, nah, fuck that hoe from one of the animes we recently watched? What was it? What was that? Who was it? Oh, it was the chick from Drop. Yes. Thank you, Josh. Yes. No, I'm sorry. So, you know how I was like, fuck that bitch from Drop? Nah, Rachel takes the cake. Like, she is honestly on the top of my list of fuck that bitch. Then it's the girl from Drop.
I mean, we disagreed just because she had a right to say no.
It was funny. Yes, I know, but I'm just like, still like, whatever. Either way.
It's fair to compare Rachel to the girl from Drop. It's not a fair comparison.
Whatever.
For context, audience, John's talking about Drop, which was a movie we'd reviewed, and in the movie, the main girl rejects like the main dude, and so ever since then, Sean's been saying "fuck that bitch." But what Rachel's doing to, the main protag here is it's a lot worse. It's a lot worse.
She literally sent the man to die, like literally pushed him off so he can go die. So yeah, no, Rachel, she's at the top. The girl from Drop, you know what? Fine, I'm bringing her way down, but she's still on my list. I don't
at this
care.
point, I want to force Sean to watch Redo of a Healer just so we can have the girl.
No,
from Drop
I'm
in
watching
third
it.
Place.
I'm watching it. Don't worry, I'm watching it. I'm hating myself watching it. All right.
Listen,
so,
you gotta distance yourself from it. You know what I mean. To enjoy it, you have to accept the fact that what you're watching is hot fire garbage, but it will not affect you in any way.
Yes. So, anyways,
Yes,
for best
Redo of a Healer is the hentai that got an anime.
Yes.
That's not right. It's the
so
hentai that's being aired.
It's the
as an anime.
softcore hentai. Let's put it that way. Because there's a lot of sex, but you don't see any of the sex.
Softcore, not the uncensored version. I'll tell you that much.
All right. So best antagonist. I don't see Echidna as a villain in it, really. Or
Yeah, I also disagree with that one.
An anti-character, because like really, she just wants the knowledge. That's her whole thing.
And not a character.
Oh, my bad. You know what I meant, like the anti to our protagonist. I mean, obviously it's antagonist, but I'm just saying.
Well,
you
I
know.
mean, if you want to go by that definition, she technically does get in the way of his goals. But
Yeah,
to say
but she's
that
like saying that
she's-
I'll help you. Just the only thing I want is your experiences. That's her big thing. Like, she wants the knowledge and everything that he's experienced. All these deaths, she wants that feeling. She wants to know how it was.
Once again, I don't quite understand the context because I've yet to watch it, and from what I understand, when it ends, I'm gonna binge the shit out of it. But from what I understand is
Fair.
that, at the end of the day, she's still in Subaru's way. So for Crunchyroll to label her as an antagonist isn't incorrect. But I feel that Roswald should have made this list from what I've
Yes.
heard.
I think so.
But
as
I think-
And not Echidna.
The only
because-
problem with Roswald is that he was technically becoming an antagonist in 2021.
That's true.
That makes sense.
Because
Yeah.
those that
never-
just got revealed like recently.
Yeah.
Yes.
That makes sense. Okay. So they were just saving it.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I feel like they could have put somebody else up then because Indra wasn't really like.
Yeah, but
No.
it's like to say Echidna. It's hard because it's not wrong that she has her own motivations and that they may conflict with Subaru's, but it's just it's a hard sell. It's a hard sell.
No, definitely.
Yeah.
I
It's
think
like what I like
honestly,
to call like chaotic neutral. You know what I
yeah,
mean?
yes, definitely, yes. If anything, I'm sorry, but I think Overhaul or Rachel should have won this. I just don't see Sukuna as the best antagonist because he's just there, and technically he does actually help the main character. He literally saves the main character at one point. So
So I guess this is another point that we gotta save for our final conclusions for this ceremony. So let's get to anime of the year then.
anime
Cap this off properly.
of the year.
What you know? Who would've
Jujutsu
guessed?
Kaisen. And surprise, runners up are Izukin, Dorohedoro, Great Pretender, Abare Raman, and Beastars. And I'm kind of surprised that they have Anime of the Year, Abare Raman, when they barely even had them for any nominations.
Yeah, they didn't even nominate them for great character designs. There were great character designs.
Yeah.
What the balls, Ferris? You can't pretend that you're gonna show them some love here and then like completely shaft them just about everywhere else.
Yes. But I will say Jujutsu Kaisen, it was good, but I think for the amount of episodes that they actually put out in 2020, I don't think it deserved Anime of the Year. That's just my hot take.
The problem
And-
is I haven't seen just about every one of them ones put up for a runner-up. I haven't even watched Jujutsu Kaisen. if
Yeah, I
I'm being
haven't seen
honest.
any of these.
So I
Dorohedoro
don't
was
have an
good.
opinion on whether it deserved it or not.
Dorohedoro was good, but it didn't. I mean, I'm sorry. I think the ending kind of fell a little flat for the first season, or if they're going to do another season, hopefully. Beastars was good from pretty much start to finish. It had a little bit of slow points, but the ending was good. And Great Pretender, the ending fell pretty flat, but everything leading up to it was pretty good. Izukin was just like flat point pretty much throughout the entire thing, so I don't know. I think honestly Great Pretender, Dorohedoro, or Beastars should have been Anime of the Year if we're just talking about from their runner up.
If I had to pick one, I'd probably go with Great Pretender. Had a lot of style, had a lot of substance, great writing, great
Yes.
voice acting, great visuals. So it was an overall strong anime.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely would have been my pick.
Do you have anything else you want to add to this, Dan?
Not really, because I mean I don't really know what to say about Anime of the Year. Like, I don't think some of the ones that I have watched, I can't compare with the things that I have watched to the things that were runner-ups or the actual winner, because I haven't seen any of the things that are in the runner-up list or the winner itself. I've been meaning to watch Jujutsu Kaisen.
Tony Kawa should have won because it was the cutest shit all year. All right, there you go. Hot take. Post that shit on Twitter everywhere. All right.
I will say I really did enjoy Tonikawa, but I don't know. I think for anime of the year, people just really want like the good action and good like dialogue.
That brings me to this point about what we're looking at for this. This is just a rehash of the year that My Hero won everything.
Well, the thing is, like,
is it just me?
Year?
I think, well,
is it just me?
From what I've seen, My Hero is like an entry level anime because like a lot of people who've never really seen anime have been told to watch that from people who have been. That's from what I've seen.
Yeah.
Like a lot of people I know don't watch anime but watch My Hero, and and they probably went to go vote and they just put My Hero. So they won.
What I mean by that year that the Anime Awards happened and they announced My Hero winning everything was that it was problematic because that was a strong year that My Hero won everything, and for it to claim everything felt very careless on Crunchyroll's part. There was a lot of outrage at the fact that it won everything because it felt very much fan controlled. Because as Dan said, it was the easiest one to get into, and hence a lot of people watched it. There was a lot of love for it.
There's a lot of people who'd never seen any of the other animes or never watched any other anime in general, most likely. Like, just
so for fan vote to have taken over that year for My Hero to claim everything, when there were a lot more better animes for those categories that it won, it didn't feel fair. And so, you know, seeing Jujutsu Kaisen win everything again this year, and how we've had a few complaints with some of the categories it's won, you know, are we seeing a rehash? Is this what's going on with this year? Has Crunchyroll learned anything?
Yeah, I'm gonna say no, because I mean, it's really just aimed at the big shonen that they have out right now, or their main like, and it's not even a shonen; it's a seinen, really. But I mean, it's aimed at their biggest thing, because right now Jujutsu Kaisen's probably like real high up on the popularity. Obviously, it shows with their awards.
So what would we say is the final verdict from the Caffeinated Weebs? A little corner here. Are we okay with the award show? Are we feeling great? Feeling disappointed? What are we feeling? What's our final verdict?
I'm alright with it. Like,
yeah, it's pretty alright with it.
Yeah, that's all I gotta say.
There's a lot of things that could have been better picks, I will say. I'm glad that they're not just looking at the animes that they showed, and that they're actually looking at everything that came out as a whole. I think that's really good of them to actually do that. And to actually have some of the things that came out from other companies or other streaming services actually win. I think that's really good on their part. But I think that a lot of their originals were still too high up on these lists, like Tower of God and God of High School. That's my take.
I just don't have much of a take because I haven't seen a lot of the stuff that was put in this year.
I'd have to say that I'm pretty okay with this list. They got some of my favorites, so I'm pretty happy about that. Overall, given the context of this year, seeing as this has been the worst of the pandemic that we've seen, it makes sense that in a year where anime was probably at its weakest that we've seen in recent times, that some of these titles kind of took the show, because really there just wasn't a lot of competition this year.
No.
So hopefully with 2021 coming, we're going to see, with all these announcements and stuff for both anime that is coming out in 2021 and stuff coming out in 2022, you know, that we see a lot more fierce competition in the list.
Shit, dude. You know what's not even nominated on anything?
What up?
Dude, one of the funniest animes from this past year. Interspecies Reviewers.
Got him!
That is our final
Yeah.
thoughts then on that note.
That is our final thoughts, yes. I am one of your hosts, Shawnee095.
I'm Dan
I'm doing it out of order.
Yeah, you are.
I'm doing everything out of order.
Let's
we
do
did
the
so
outros
well.
first then. We're already started. Let's keep it going.
All right, Shawnee095. You can find me on Twitch and Twitter. Damn it.
I'm DanBTV. You can find me on Twitch and Twitter.
And I'm done with Sean. Psychometry with 3 Ys. You can find me on Twitch and Twitter at the same handle.
Yes, and Sathu, thank you for the follow earlier, and yes, thank you for being here, dude. You've made a
Make
good
sure to
little
mention I'm here.
some
Okay.
hot takes. You've had some hot
Man
takes.
shooting his shot.
Anyways, where can you find us on YouTube, Psycho?
You can find us at Caffeinated Weebs.
Hell yeah. Dan, what's our Twitter?
At Weebs Podcast.
Dan, what is our Twitch? Where can you find us live?
Twitch.tv/Caffeinated Weebs Podcast, I think. Yes.
Yes.
Where you can watch me
And-
take a lap from Sean's comment.
Yes. Psycho, do you happen to know our Reddit?
It'd be r/Caffeinated Weebs Podcast.
I need to double check that one. to be
You don't
honest.
even know.
Let's see. Yeah, Josh usually does this one.
Yeah, he does.
Nah, it's just Caffeinated Weebs. r/Caffeinated Weebs.
I was so close.
So close, so close.
They're
And
all
you
so
can-
different.
I know, dude, I know.
Slight differences, man.
You can drop like different things there. You can talk to us. You can talk about the episodes. You can give us some information, some topic ideas, because we like to do topics between episodes and everything. So it helps to keep things fresh, you know. r/hentai. And you can also listen to us on any podcast format. And when I say any, I mean these 8: Anchor, Breaker, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Overcast, Pocket Cast, Radio Public, and Spotify. Just look up Caffeinated Weebs Podcast. And if you ever listen to us on Anchor, you can actually leave us a message and we can reply to it. So, food for thought. Once again, y'all have a good one. This was the Anime Awards discussion from Crunchyroll.
Boo,
And this
they
is the Caffeinated Weebs
suck.
Podcast. See you later.
Bye-bye.
Woo.